How's it going, everyone? So in this video I'm going to talk about all the equipment that I use to record my footage on my thru hike. I used all this equipment to create my documentary, so yeah, let's just get into it. Basically, I shot everything on my iPhone. This is an iPhone 11. Here is the battery pack that I used, 20,000 milliamp hour. So the specific model is the Anker PowerCore Essentials 20,000 PD, and it has USB-C and USB-A ports available. Usually I charge through the USB-C port, which is that one right there. Charges it a little bit faster as long as you use their charging port, which is this right here, and it's sort of a dual port. Basically I could charge my battery with that, and then with this one I could charge my phone. So that's what this is, just my phone charger for my iPhone. They had a little tripod. This is a just like the cell phone mount, little Manfrotto cell phone mount. Tiny little tripod here with a little, basically you can use this and like strap it to a branch or something. What else I got here? This, I had an external hard drive. Kind of rare, you see these out in the backcountry, but this is a Samsung portable SSD. It's actually a solid state drive, so a lot more sturdy than a regular hard drive with a spinning disk in it, you know. And this is the cable that came with it was the USB-C cable that normally connects into the computer here, but you can I also use this cord to charge my battery when I was in town. So that's the cord that I would charge my battery, but I'd also do back up all my footage on this external hard drive, 1 terabyte hard drive, and I'll show you how to do that using this and the battery. So this is just a one of those dongles, what do you call it? I think it's the camera adapter. But yeah, you definitely, if you're going to do this method, you want to get the official Apple one. Don't try to get like a Chinese knockoff. It's probably going to corrupt your files or not work as well. I know they're expensive. That's just the business model that Apple uses. This here, this is the adapter. It's basically USB-C to USB-A, which I think that's USB-A 3.0 with the blue there. But yeah, I would use that to connect here to connect to this. But yeah, I'll show you that in a minute. I guess I'll just go through the rest of this real quick. So that's, I showed you my charger. I guess I'll show you this real quick. This is a USB-A adapter. It's just a card reader. So it's a little micro SD card reader. And I didn't do this on the PCT, but you could use this same method. Rather than have your footage back up to an external hard drive like I did, you could back up your footage to SD cards. Definitely a lot lighter weight. But I found that it wasn't as reliable as using the Samsung T5, and I also didn't want to spend money on like an expensive SD card with a high transfer rate. I don't want to get too deep in the woods on that because I don't have too much experience with that. But let's just get through the rest of this. This is my microphone system. This was the Rode Wireless Go 1. I know that they have a new one out, the Rode Wireless Go 2. I haven't used that one. You might want to do some research on that one. I've heard that they do something with wanting you to use their app to get your files or something. I don't know. I haven't done much research on that one, but the Rode Wireless Go 1 worked really well for me. Yeah, I'll show you how that all hooks up, but basically you need this cord. These are the little fuzzy windscreen things. I did carry 2 of those just to have a backup one. They kind of fall off a lot, so basically on the Go 1 they don't clip in there very well, so you can use like, I think I have a hair tie or something. I've done this in the past. Yeah, you like put this on here and use this hair tie to like cinch it down. It's pretty unfortunate. On the Go 2 they have fixed that, so it twists on and it's a lot more stable supposedly. I haven't used it, but yeah, I will. How about I just show you my rig. My rig with my phone. It's basically this clips in here like that, and I get my transmitter here, it clips on there on the top, and this little cord here is the this cable here is the adapter. I guess I'll show you guys these. So this is another thing that you're gonna have to buy because of Apple. It's the 3.5 millimeter audio adapter, and this is an important cable. It does not come with the Rode Wireless Go, but it is a TRS to TRRS cable. So you'll need this for your microphone to work with your iPhone if you're going to use the same equipment that I did. Basically, how you can tell is if you look at one of these, hopefully you guys can see this, but you see how there's like these little black bands in there? So you can tell by it goes tip, ring, sleeve. And then on this end, it's tip, ring, ring, sleeve. So that way, that's the one you want to go to your iPhone. That's the one that will work with this adapter and like that. And that's the one that goes into the phone, and that goes into the transmitter. And now I'm ready to use my mic. I can set this down and it's wireless. It's super simple, works with the camera app. It's probably the simplest microphone that I've used for my iPhone. I'll record a little clip and then I'll show you how I back it up to my SSD as if I'm in the field. So yeah, that's what I would do, man. I would just be like, hey, I'm on my vlog. I'm out here on a beautiful trail, whatever. This is the file that will back up to the hard drive here in just a second. Let me turn this off. Probably fast forward through a lot of this. So now I'm going to show you how to back up that file. You know, just imagine that that's all your footage that you shot throughout the day. So basically you'll take your hard drive, you know, your Samsung, if you're going to do this method, plug in your little adapter, and then that goes into the dongle, like so. Then this is my iPhone charger here. This goes right into the dongle as well, and then this part goes into the phone. The dongle goes into the phone. Let me move all this out of the way. Then the last thing I do is plug my battery in. So there it goes, it connected, and you'll see like a little indicator light come on. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I don't want to move it too much. Whenever I have this hooked up, I've found that don't like move it, so because it can't drop out. I think it's my adapter here is a little wonky. You'll go to your Photos app. This is that clip I shot just a minute ago. Click on this little arrow in the bottom left, and then you scroll down and you go to Save to Files. So, and then you can see that it's recognizing the hard drive right there. You just click Save it to Samsung T5, and for this one I'll create a new folder, and I'll call it Foot. We'll call it Foot, and we'll just save it. So now if we go back to there's the file. I just created it, and we'll just show you that I'm clicking on that Samsung T5 now. It's reading there just like it is on a computer, and you can see there it is. So now this is being played from the hard drive. So yeah, there it is. That was all being played from here, and you would do this for like I said, like 50 to 100 files is the max that I would do at one time, just because this process does eat a lot of battery, and I generally wouldn't start this process with less than like 50% of the battery remaining on the battery bank. Generally I would do this like right before I'm getting to a town, so that way, you know, you wouldn't want to do this when you still got like 2 or 3 days left to get to a town, because you want this is your main battery backup that you're using to charge up your phone. And if you just happen to have a little bit left, which, you know, 20,000 milliamp hours is a lot of power. I think I can charge my iPhone like 5 or 6 times with that. And when your phone's in airplane mode, you're just not using as much battery. But yeah, that worked really well for me, man, backing up footage this way. I don't know if I've seen many thru-hikers actually use a hard drive, and having a terabyte of backup space is, you know, you can shoot a lot of footage. It definitely prevents you from having to buy like the super expensive iPhone with the super large hard drive. Although I think I did that. I think mine does have 512. It is the 512 gigabyte one. Yeah. And then the other thing that I would recommend is you could do this with the SSD cards. So rather than have the hard drive hooked up right here, you would just use an SSD card and a card reader, and then you could send your SSDs, you could mail them to somebody, they could back it up elsewhere, and once you have that backed up, once somebody lets you know, hey, the footage that you sent is backed up, you could like nuke all this and reset it to where, you know, later on you can get your project and edit it all. Trying to think if there's anything else I can show you on the phone that's helpful. The apps that I used were, I used Adobe Premiere Rush. I wouldn't recommend it. It was really frustrating to use. Let me see. What's that one? KineMaster? I think I would look into that one more if I was going to be... I'm not planning on a long distance hike this year, but if I were doing it again and I was going to be editing from a phone, I would definitely look into a more user-friendly application to edit with. The only reason I did it with Adobe was because you can like upload your project files to the cloud, and then it can sync to when you open it on a computer. So a lot of those edits, you can just open it on a computer and fix them, tighten them up, whatever. I think it has a lot of potential, but there's on the phone it's not as like developed yet. I think there's better apps that edit with a phone, at least for right now. I haven't, also keep in mind, I haven't really used it in a few months, so maybe they've updated it and it's like the best app to edit on a phone. But to use all that, you're going to need to have the Creative Cloud account, which is like $30 a month. I think that's what it is, like $36 a month if you commit to a year. It can be as high as $50 a month if you just want to go month to month. But I also think that they will allow you to pay $10 a month if you just choose one app. But I mean, you're going to have like the whole Creative Suite. You're going to want more. You're going to want Photoshop, Premiere, Media Encoder. I mean, those are like at least three that you're going to need. And then Adobe Rush is probably another one if you're going to be doing something similar. There it is, man. You've backed up footage in the field with just your phone, a battery, and an SSD. It worked really well for me. I would generally do like 50 to 100 files max, and I would really I wouldn't start a transfer with like 25% battery left. You definitely wouldn't want to, like, for your battery to run out while you're in the middle of a transfer. You could run the risk of corrupting your hard drive, so just be careful if you're going to do that. Basically, I would only do this right before I got to town because it does kind of run the battery. I've found that the hard drive, it's powering your phone and your hard drive at the same time, so it's pulling a lot of juice out of there. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, just definitely if you're going on a thru hike, play around with that beforehand and figure out the best way to back up your footage. And like I said, with this thing, you could use SSD cards. And I don't think those are going to need power. I'm pretty sure you wouldn't need to hook up the battery. You could just use this, and then ideally you would take the SSD card, mail it home, and somebody at home could back up all your footage. But that way, the files exist in three places. You have it on your SSD card, a hard drive, and your phone. Because I mean, a lot of thru-hikers are going out there and they're just shooting it all on their phone, and if something happens to their phone before they get to their project, they're not like backing it up to a cloud storage, like all that footage is gone, and that would suck. It sucks to lose footage. So this is a good option if anybody's looking for a way to back up their footage from the trail. Oh yeah, I guess I'll show you another thing. So this little indicator light on my hard drive is on, so we know that it's being read. And you never want to just like unhook a hard drive. That's not good. The only way that I found that you can disconnect this safely is I would always just power my phone down. So you just click that, power it down, and then you'll see this light go red, hopefully. There it goes, and then it's off. So I guess now it's safe. It's not going to get corrupted. You don't want all your files getting corrupted. That sucks. So yeah, that's about it for like field backup stuff. I did want to show you something on a computer, just how I do my spreadsheets. So we'll run that real quick. Alright, so let me get this screen recording going here. So if you're going to be editing your footage after the trail, that's definitely what I would recommend, especially if it's your first through hike. You're going to want to organize your footage. You're going to have a lot of footage depending on how long your hike is. But like the AT took me 6 months. I had an immense amount of footage when I was done with that. So this is how I organize it. I mean, this isn't my AT footage log, but it's a similar trip. This is from Australia. So like this is how I've organized all my footage in this spreadsheet, and it's basically open office. It's kind of this very similar to Excel, Microsoft Excel. And what you'll do is you'll just open up a file folder, and you can hold Shift and just copy all the folders like this. So just Command C, copy them, and then open the spreadsheet, and you could just paste them in there. Oh wait, well that didn't work. Let me actually copy it. This is just an example, so I'm copying that, and then I paste it in there, and you see how it'll paste in all the file names for those videos. So you would do that with all your footage, and that's what I've done here on the left. And then I've kind of condensed it, so I've gone back and I've looked at all these files, and that kind of that all relates to, all those files relate to what that description is. You kind of see this is kind of common sense stuff, but for a lot of people that they've never taken on a project like this, they might not know how it's all organized, or how I think this is the best way that you should organize it. What else we got here? Really the power of having it all in a spreadsheet is using the search function. Oh, I guess if you're on a Windows machine and you're trying to copy over the file names like that, you'll want to select all the files you want to copy over, and it's not copy, it's copy as path. So then you copy as path and then paste it into the spreadsheet. I think that's how it's done. I haven't used the Windows machine in a while, but I'm pretty sure that's how you'll do it. So it will transfer those file names to those cells. And basically, yeah, what I was saying, like the power of this, of having it all on a spreadsheet, is that you're able to use the search function. So you'll go through all your footage, and you'll just kind of like detail what that clip has, or what that series of clips entails, and that this is a bunch of random stuff. So I'll use Command F, and then yeah, shark is a good example. So several footages of sharks, but let's say I'm thinking like, I know I got a shot of a shark. Where is that footage? And you want to be able to find that file somewhere on your folder, on your hard drive, and you're just not going to be able to remember where you were. You might be able to organize it by date, but that's going to take you so much time to search through that. So if you have this spreadsheet up and you just go to shark, I mean literally like Point Lincoln shark dive, I can go right to the file name and find it that way. And then you can, I know there's more than one, so you can keep going and search through all these clips, but it kind of comes down to how detailed you make your spreadsheet. So just before you start logging your footage, think about how you want to name things. So yeah, I know that I have a shot of a shark that swam right underneath us on a dive once. It's really cool. That's the clip that I'm thinking of. So I could find that clip right now. I'll put it in this video. So here's the shot. I have my keyword here, shark, and that was on card 8, and that's the file right there, but that's not the one that I'm thinking of. So you just keep hitting next, and I think this is the clip right here. Shark, also Adam waves to camera. Adam, my dive buddy. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the clip. If it is, oh no, this is the one actually. See, I was more detailed here. See, this is why it's powerful to have the spreadsheet. Like, this is something that happened like 6 years ago. There's no way I'd remember what file that is with this spreadsheet. This is the power of having this spreadsheet. This is definitely what you should be doing if you're gonna have like a major project, something similar. This is pretty basic. There's probably some software that's specific for this type of stuff, that might even like embed a thumbnail on there or something. But yeah, this is definitely the clip. It says shark swims by again. he swims below me. So that's the one. I'll just go to my footage log, I'll pull that clip, and then I'll be able to add it really quickly to my video. It's not like something I'm going to have to think about, find. I'm not going to have to use, you know, Spotlight and like hope that I named it right and I remember the name. You just go to your spreadsheet, you use that. That's the best way that I think that you should be doing it. But yeah, just little tips there. I don't want to go on and on with that. What I'll do, I'll put weights to all this. I know weight is very important on a thru hike, so I'll link to a lot of this stuff if you guys want to look more into it, and I'll put item weights on here. This is a fairly light setup as far as like vlogging. I mean, if you're gonna carry a traditional camera with a lens and glass, I mean, you're easily looking at another 5 pounds of, maybe 3 pounds if you get like a mirrorless ultralight camera, you know, something like that. But this is a super lightweight way to do it, and being able to back up your footage is super important. What is this saying? It's like if your footage or your files don't exist in 3 places, then it doesn't really exist. I don't know, I've heard that before in like IT worlds, but it's definitely true, man. Like, that would really suck if you did this whole thru hike and you got a lot of cool footage and then you lost your phone or you dropped it and you couldn't recover your files. That would really suck. So just something to think about if you're gonna invest all this time into doing that, or just upload it to a cloud. I know I'm just not a fan of cloud storage devices. I don't think that, I just don't like somebody else having control of my files, because at the end of the day they could lose your footage, and it's like, that's definitely, it's not 100% fail proof just because you have it on a cloud storage device. So I mean, I guess if you're going to do it from a cloud storage device, you have somebody else download it and save it locally. But if you're not saving it locally and you're just relying on them, well, you're giving them all that power to lose your whole project. So yeah, like I said, hopefully this video was helpful, and definitely feel free to leave me some comments if you guys have any questions on this stuff. And thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time.